Hello and a very warm welcome to Culture Mosaic, a window on Vietnamese culture, here on VTV4, coming to you from our studio in Hanoi. And before we get started, let's have a quick look at what we have in store for you on today's program, starting with Vu Lan's Festival, when Vietnamese children honor their parents, especially their mothers. Best Friends Duo Concert dazzles audience in Hanoi. And Japanese traditional drum troupe hits Vietnam. And let's start with a snapshot of some cultural highlights happening here in Vietnam over the past week. An exhibition on General Võ Nguyên Giáp and other Army veterans opened on 22nd of August at the Information and Exhibition House in Hanoi to welcome the General's 102nd birthday. The 102 photos on display express the great feeling of gratitude and sentiment of wounded veteran and photographer Nguyễn Trọng Nghi towards General Giáp. These photos were taken by Nghi from 1999 to 2005. He traveled over 4,000 kilometers to meet 15 generals, 25 colonels, and hundreds of war veterans who had photographs taken with General Võ Nguyên Giáp, recording their feelings about the photos. The 10th Hội An Japan Cultural Exchange took place in Hội An City from the 24th to 26th of August, organized annually since 2002 by Quảng Nam Province, the Japanese Embassy in Hanoi, and the Japan Foundation Center for Cultural Exchange in Vietnam. The event aims to boost cultural exchange between the two countries.
During the three-day event, a wide range of activities was held, including exhibitions of haiku poetry, 10 years of cooperation between Hoi An and Japan recovering from the earthquake and tsunami of March 2011. Japanese folk games and music, Vietnamese and Japanese animated films, promotions for specialties from Japan and Quảng Nam Province, and international seminars promoting tourism in Vietnam's Central region were also organized. Environmental activities, including a community cleanup program called 1 Hour for a Cleaner Hoi An, training in waste classification, and the launch of a garbage reduction project in Hoi An also took place at the festival this year.
The finale of the 2012 Miss Vietnam contest came to a close in Da Nang City on Saturday, 25th of August. After stiff competition in small activities in the final round since 14th of August and excellent performances of 40 contestants in the finale, the jury board found the candidate who deserves the crown.
Dang Thu Thao from Bạc Liêu province of the southern region beats 38 other contestants to become the 13th Miss Vietnam, the first one from Mekong Delta. Thao was crowned as this regional winner months ago. She stands 1 meter and 75 centimeters with measurements 84, 59, 90, and also wins the title of Best Face. She is currently a student of Tây University of Cần Thơ, majoring in finance and banking. The first runner-up was Dương Tú Anh. The second runner-up was Đỗ Hoàng Anh from Hanoi. The victory of Thao was predictable thanks to her great performances in talent and question and answer rounds.
This year's Hanoi Carnival took place at Indochina Plaza Hanoi from the 25th to 26th of August. Held for the first time in Hanoi, the event offers visitors, especially the youth, chances to experience the pleasure to make new friends and learn through cultural exchange activities.
Hanoi Carnival 2012 is a cultural festival where visitors can meet, interact, and exchange knowledge. Coming to the fair, visitors could gain a wealth of knowledge on the cultures of various countries such as Japan, South Korea, Russia. The carnival also exposed visitors to the rich traditions of those countries with traditional customs and cuisine. The two-day carnival featured various events including party music, flash mob dance, flea market, exhibitions, and an epic cosplay contest. Held on the weekend, the carnival attracted thousands of young visitors who come to discover the cultural identities of other nations and at the same time have some fun through entertaining activities.
The show Corner of Fame, performed by young Vietnamese students, was beyond anyone's expectation. To achieve such a great success, the crew members practiced enthusiastically for many consecutive months. And from the 13th to the 17th of August in Hanoi, they delivered a fantastic performance.
What viewers experienced was not a Broadway musical, but original material written, directed, and performed by young Vietnamese students in their own way.
I've seen many people trying to produce musical in Vietnam, but I think many of them were not really successful because some of them were trying to bring productions that are very Western, and Vietnamese people found it hard to understand. And so I really wanted to write a new story that Vietnamese people can understand and uses the music that most people like.
The story centers on three characters: Rasan, a dancer who chased fame; Rudolph, who used to be a red-nosed reindeer; and Flint, a prince disguised as a worker. The production combines art forms and especially choreography in innovative ways.
Through choreography, we would like to show emotional expression. We link ballet with contemporary dance to create a body language that Vietnamese could understand.
Broadway style features fancy costumes, moves, and music. However, Corner of Fame wasn't just an imitation. The singers performed all in Vietnamese with vibrancy. Or romance. Quiet monologues.
Bao giờ cũng sẽ đánh chết cái đen. Tớ cảm động vô cùng.
And comedy.
Người bạn của tôi, bạn A, bạn B, bạn C, bạn D.
All those factors captivated the audience.
I was very, very surprised. The professionalism, the singing, and I could just imagine the amount of work that they put into this.
It was great. I thought everyone was really talented, and I was impressed that.
With passion and creativity, the crew members are breathing new life into the Vietnamese performing arts.
Not a perfect show yet, but what Corner of Fame has done can win any audience's heart. Nguyễn Phi Anh, the 21-year-old director, cherishes his dream to produce more interesting projects for Vietnamese arts lovers. We look forward to his musical works in the near future. Westerners have Mother's Day to be proud of. The Vietnamese also have one traditional festival to express filial piety to their parents, especially their gratefulness and appreciation to their mother. This occasion is called Ulambana Festival, also known as the Amnesty of Unquiet Spirits, or in Vietnamese, Vu Lan Festival. It is held on the 7th full month of the lunar calendar. And let's join the festival with our reporter Hoàng Linh in our culture and lifestyle segment this week.
This is the first time Buddhist followers in Yên Thang Pagoda, Sok Sơn district, have participated in such a grand Vu Lan festival for the whole month. Having been practiced from the 2nd century, Vu Lan ceremony is very old custom. It is believed that on these days, the souls suffering in hell are fed and set free. The lore behind the festival goes way back into Buddhism's earliest days. Mục Kiền Liên was one of Buddha's 10 disciples and a great wizard. His mother lived a wicked life. After her death, he found his mother in hell, while she was suffering greatly. Entreating the Buddhas for help, Mục Kiền Liên was advised to present offerings to monks on the 7th lunar month. He did as told, and his mother was released from hell. His ethical behavior coincides with the philosophy of Vietnamese people.
Vu Lan Festival is a fine example of the combination of Buddhism, philosophy, and nation. Because Buddhism is so intimately bound up with the Vietnamese citizens, it has become an engaged religion in life.
The close bond that people feel with their parents shared at the ceremony stir the emotion of everyone, young and old alike.
Before, I did not have the chance to join Vu Lan Festival and fully understand the love and dedication my parents had for me. But now the Buddhism philosophy has enlightened me. I come to realize that this day is a meaningful occasion to give back to my parents.
One important part of Vu Lan ceremony is the putting on roses of different colors as a way to remember about the deceased or alive family members. So in the Vietnamese Buddhist tradition, on this day, those whose mothers are still alive wear the red roses on the chest, while those with deceased mothers wear the white roses. The roses symbolize the love between parents and children, which aims to educate the younger generation about the Vietnamese philosophy of expressing filial piety to the deceased members, especially mothers. And people often call this Mother's Day in Vietnam. So I put on the red roses. The close link of Buddhist philosophy and long-term tradition has once again proved that the country's ethical values will live on and continue to enrich the souls of Vietnamese people.
Beyond the religious sense, Hầu Đồng or mediumship is the traditional ethnic ritual inspired by the imagination. On the first day of 7th lunar month, an art program in Hanoi celebrated Hầu Đồng as part of the Vu Lan. Although different than the spiritual content of the Vu Lan festival just described in our report, Hầu Đồng engenders a similar humanism.
Hầu Đồng or mediumship is a performance ritual combining music, songs, and dances. Vietnam is compiling the necessary documentation for UNESCO to declare Hầu Đồng a world intangible heritage.
Mediumship is one of the main activities of Đạo Mẫu, or Vietnamese Mother Goddess religion, that pays tribute and honors the ancestors. It's also a way for everyone to wish for good things. The connection between Vu Lan Festival and Hầu Đồng is a humanism. We not only pay tribute to our ancestors, but also share experience with wandering souls, even evil ones.
On the first day of Vu Lan season, Mason Sen's restaurant hosted an art program about Hầu Đồng to welcome this meaningful 7th lunar month.
Chúng tôi cũng có rất nhiều lý do. Thứ nhất là tháng này là tháng 7.
We hosted this program to celebrate Vu Lan month when we remember our ancestors. We want to reunite with family members and friends.
Những người thân trong gia đình, những người đã cùng đồng hành nhà hàng sen.
The program was divided into 5 parts: the Mother of Heaven, the Second Lady, the 7th Prince, the 10th Young Prince, and the 2nd Princess. Performances included typical dance styles and singing to revive the Mother Goddess icons. In this way, the Hầu Đồng performance shows appreciation and gratitude to the ancestors. Zither, drum, and bell combined with an impassioned folkloric song about spirit cultural run to create an amazing performance that truly impressed the audience. The applause that followed expressed not only general interest in the show, but respect for the customs of Vietnam. I really appreciated Mason Sons hosting a program like this to honor the Vu Lan Festival. Everyone could come here to share joy and maintain traditions for our children. I'm truly surprised. The show was so meaningful as part of the Vu Lan celebration, a month to pay tribute to our ancestors. According to Vietnamese spiritual beliefs, Ho Dong promotes good health and prosperity in the present life. The performance ended, but the night of meaningful audience appreciation and the warm welcome for the Vu Lan season will remain unforgettable.
You're watching Culture Mosaic, broadcast weekly from Hanoi, the capital of Vietnam. Every week, you'll have a chance to hear not just the news, but hopefully gain a deeper understanding of the interesting events going on and the cultural issues that affect our lives. We aim to tell the story behind the headlines, not just another perspective from a distance, but insights from within. Remember to tune in to us every Sunday and Tuesday. Pianist Trần Thị Tâm Ngọc and percussionist Trần Xuân Hòa teamed up for an evening concert at the French Cultural Center in Hanoi, L'Espace, last week. The duo, who is also best friends, produced a stunning performance with uncompromising dedication and genuine interest. Let's find out more about them in this exclusive interview with VTV4 just 2 hours before the show started.
How did the idea of this duet performance come about?
He always wanted for us to do a duet. And actually, this is the first time I've ever played the piano with a percussion instrument. And it's also his first time to play the marimba with a piano. This will be a brand new experience for both of us and the audience.
Did practicing take lots of time, and what challenges did you come across?
Performing with another person always requires additional concentration and a special level of connection. Whereas when we play solo, we can do anything we want. Before the performance takes place, we had to constantly exchange ideas and practice.
How about you, Hoa?
I learned a lot while practicing with Ngọc. Indeed, I learned a lot while practicing with her. She has many things for me to learn in terms of music interpretation. This is such a meaningful experience for me.
One of the good things is that we have quite similar interpretation of music. That's why we did not have many disagreements while practicing.
Tâm Ngọc is a guest pianist for solo and orchestral concerts at the Opera House of Vietnam, Singapore, and the United States. Percussionist Xuân Hòa is currently lead percussion player at the Vietnam National Opera and Ballet. As the two have known each other for more than 10 years, their friendship exudes a strong bond.
Not only has excellent technicality, but also great appearance. And also, she has an admirable vigor when it comes to music.
Anh Hòa là một người rất là vui tính và anh ấy rất hay đùa.
Hoa has a very good sense of humor. He jokes a lot. I really adore his personality. That's why we can hang out with each other. We're pretty close friends too. However, I have to admit that not all those that hang out can also play music well together.
Cũng có thể đánh được với nhau, bởi vì là khi mà mình làm việc thì có những ý tưởng khác nhau và đôi khi gây ra mâu thuẫn.
The reason is when it comes down to work, we tend to have different opinions, and this may create conflicts. But what I really appreciate from the time practicing with Hoa is our mutual efforts to contribute and open-mindedly listen to each other.
What will you perform tonight?
Most of the duet pieces for piano and percussion are international contemporary music. However, we do have a Vietnamese piece tonight, which Hoa found. I was truly surprised and impressed at such findings. And this is very much thanks to Hoa, who took the time to seek out for the piece.
Và khi biết là có một tác phẩm như thế thì tôi cảm thấy rất là mừng.
I was also very happy.
Thứ nhất là khi mà có một tác phẩm Việt Nam trong một cái chương trình
This Vietnamese piece among the other foreign pieces will bring something familiar to our audience.
Thì nó sẽ mang đến cho khán giả một cái nét gì đó quen thuộc.
What expectation do you have for the audience?
Thực sự mong đợi thì với bất kỳ một cuộc biểu diễn nào.
Well, we all want positive feedback from the audience.
Mong đợi sự phản hồi
But the performance today will be a very new experience. So we are looking forward to seeing how the audience will receive this new type of music.
Khi mà kết thúc buổi biểu diễn đi xem phản hồi của khán giả như thế nào về cái thể loại nhạc mới như thế này.
I find the show very interesting. The diverse rhythms and fast-paced nature of the event make me wish for similar shows. I am glad for the large turnout today, and it is indicative of the high level of art appreciation in our society.
Very interesting, very new, and new sensation. Mixing the piano and the drums at the same time. Very interesting.
I am truly impressed by the young and enthusiastic artists. Their combination of modern and traditional music was fantastic.
I think she was really amazing, the piano player, when she played all that without the music. She was just incredible, and it was just so much feeling. It was really good, and he was really brilliant as well. It was just, yeah, I really enjoyed it.
However, apart from their dazzling performance, what remains in the minds of the audience is a strong and solid bond between two best friends.
You've got a friend.
Asuwa Daiko is the professional Japanese traditional drum troupe founded in 1951. Listed in one of the top 3 taiko troupes, Asuwa Daiko has been actively conducting performances and workshops all over the world. This traditional drum troupe performed in Vietnam last year for the first time at the first International Tea Festival in Thái Nguyên and received the highest appreciation of the festival. For their return to Vietnam tour this week, Asuwa Daiko performed in Hanoi and the old quarter of Hội An in the central Quảng Nam province. Let's join their performance in Connecting Cultures this week.
This tune is Ashura, the highlight of the performance. It tells a story of an ogre god in Indian mythology who later became the guardian deity of Buddhism, having 3 faces and 6 arms. In this performance, the Japanese traditional drum troupe, Asuwa Daiko, offers the Vietnamese audience a musical feast with a diversity of drums and percussions, embossing the daring, brave and bold Ashura with its rhythms and beating rhymes.
I liked the song Ashura most. The drumming was in perfect harmony with the dance performance. When I heard it, I thought of the drum performances at festival in Japan. It seemed to me that the drum beat and my heartbeat had the same rhythms.
Today's performance was really very nice. I've seen a couple of performances like this already. Especially Japanese performances, and I think this performance was on very high level, so I really appreciate and I'm very glad I could come.
Japanese taiko drums have been developed into a wide range of percussion instruments that are used in both Japanese folk and classical music traditions. Taiko in general are 3-sticks percussion instruments. They have heads on both sides of the drum body and a sealed resonating cavity. All of the drums are handmade and meticulously decorated. Many taiko are not tunable, and a drum with hi-hat tension would counteract the slacking effects of humidity. Both Vietnam and Japan share the common understanding that a drum is closely linked to the lives of farmers. So this instrument is essential during ritual ceremonies and festivities. Last year, I had a chance to participate in a musical exchange in Thái Nguyên province. We listened to a piece of music, Trống Cơm, which was very impressive. The drum rhythms are less rigorous in Vietnam, but it was not at all easy to play. I'd like to try more with the Vietnamese drum later. A central feature of Asuwa Daiko is its usage of multiple drums in an orchestral style. They took ancient rhythms but broke them down to create new arrangements and compositions to accommodate the ensemble of drummers. On stage, the artists are not just musicians, but at the same time comedians and performers of folk dance. All this makes it an even more impressive performance. We play a lot of drums of different sizes. Their voices complement beautifully during the performance. In addition to the drums, we also play the flute, the drums and other percussion instruments. We reproduce on stage the tunes of traditional drumming.